Local 10 News starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nicole Perez.
And I'm Calvin Hughes, and here's a look at the stories making news on this Wednesday night.
Surveillance video showing the moment a small plane crashed in Boca Raton shortly after takeoff. The footage provided by Reliable Jet Maintenance shows the plane hitting the ground just outside by the hangars by the Cinemark movie theater. We're told their mechanics ran to help those two people on board. Both victims were left with minor injuries. One of them was taken to the hospital.
A sudden explosion as a fire burns at an apartment complex in northeast Miami-Dade. Thankfully, it happened just as firefighters were showing up at the scene to work on putting out the fire. Sky 10 flew above the scene of the building burning there on Northeast 207th Street and 4th Court. No word yet if there were any injuries or what sparked this blaze.
A suspect is behind bars accused of shooting at officers outside a home in southwest Miami-Dade. 32-year-old Aramis Khosravi appeared in court on attempted murder charges. Miami-Dade police say officers were called out to the home in the area of southwest 89th Street and 81st Avenue and were shot at after entering the home. Khosravi barricaded himself inside but eventually surrendered. 3 officers were treated for minor injuries.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10. Pets that got lost during Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas are now in South Florida. Their previous shelter, the Humane Society of Grand Bahama, can no longer house them, so they were transported to the Humane Society of Broward County. The animals will be looked after for a few days before being sent to other shelters in New Jersey and in Central Florida, where they will need new forever homes.
As breaking news happens, we have you covered on air and online.
You can always go to our website, local10.com, for more local news coverage, and we'll have your updates right there. We'll see you back here on Throwback Thursday.